Hey guys, Jennii from Tye-Dyed Iguana. I'm here today to show you if your animal is too thin or too thick or fat. So we're going to use some of the animals around our shop to kind of give you some examples. So let's get started. We'll start with one of our breeder females. This is F1. So I just want to show you she is at a very, very healthy weight. I mean, you can see that she's got a little bit of like skin, what do you call it? Loose skin going on. Her hips aren't showing. Her tail's nice and like, very tapered. It's not like, thick. Even the top of her head, it's just a nice shape. Very kind of, it's muscles right here, but if they get too fat, they'll start getting fat pads up there. And another thing is down here, they'll start getting goiters as well. So they'll start getting like double chins, essentially, triple, quadruple chins. And another way is in this area here, and I'll show you a different example on a different animal, is they'll get fat pads underneath like where their armpit is. So, but this right here is a prime example of a very healthy female bearded dragon. All right, so this right here is a leopard gecko. It's one of our jumbo leopard geckos. She's an example of a fat leopard gecko. Kind of like when I was talking about with F1, how they get those like little fat pads underneath their armpits there. That's basically what they start looking like. The fatter they get, the more like pronounced it is. Another way to tell you that she's overweight, I mean, she's got a thick tail. So that is a healthy tail on a leopard gecko. Definitely on the thicker side, but it's not too terribly unhealthy. What makes it unhealthy though is that she has those fat pads underneath her armpits and how thick her belly is. It's essentially, if you can see, like even right now she's starting to get a little fat over down here, but if I kind of crunch her up a little bit, you can kind of see she's starting to wrinkle. It's not that great.
She's got some fat rolls going on there.
She's definitely on the overweight side, for sure. And another thing is she'll start getting, chins here. Aw, thank you for the kissies. But as you can see, it's normally the, extra skin's good, but I mean, that's just starting to get all fat and flabby. The top of her head is like real thick as well. So she is a thick woman. So yeah, that's an example of an overweight animal. The reason why I have the towels down is because I had to give her a bath, because tortoises love to poop. So I had to give her a nice rinse before this. So I wanted to show you how to tell if your tortoise or turtle is overweight or underweight. Main reason why is it's really hard to tell because they have got like this tough outer shell, and there she goes. That's why I have towels. One of the ways to tell is, actually for me the easiest way to tell is if they start getting like these, like it's kind of hard because she's moving so much, but back here behind our armpit, those will start getting really thick and bubbly if they're on the overweight side. Especially back here, like they'll start getting thick like pads in between their leg and their shell under here. And also, obviously, the fatter it gets, the harder it is going to be for them to suck themselves back into their shell. If they come to that point, they're pretty much obese. Now, what's a little bit tougher to tell is whenever they're thin. Kind of the areas that I showed you before where they would start getting fat, you would also just find it to where they are sucked in. Especially like in these points, like in their armpit right here. She keeps throwing my hand away, like right here. And especially in between, like where their neck and their arms are, that'll be all sucked in. Their face will actually, it's kind of hard to tell, but like here, like where their muscles are up there, they'll start to sink in a little bit, and their eyes will start to sink in. And then also, just anywhere that's in between, like any of the legs or any of the, like, the head and the legs, if it starts to like really sallow in, become very, very deep and concave, that's when you know that your tortoise is underweight. And gotta beef that bad boy back up.
Okay.
Snakes. You'd think that they couldn't possibly get overweight, but they definitely can. There's definitely quite a few ways to tell whether or not your snake is fat. This is one of our Jakes. Jake is a female. So being thick is definitely a good thing, but a little overweight, not so much. So one of the biggest ways you can tell is whenever they crunch up, like they coil up, they actually get like these basically rolls. So if I scrunch her up like this, I get all these like puffy little rolls. Look at her, she's just trying to hide her shame. Another way to tell is if you look down their back, their spine should basically be, their back should be like this. It should be like a nice round shape. Now if it's underweight, it's gonna be like this. Their spine's gonna start showing. But Jake here, it's more like a butt. So that's when you know she's starting to get on the overweight side. So you can actually see the defined line, especially right here, of that extra fat roll. And the last but not least way to tell is, she's kind of hiding it right now, but look how, come look straight down and you can see how thick that tail goes from here. There's her cloaca and then just tapers real quickly. So it shouldn't be that thick. I mean, she might have a little poo-poo hiding in there, but
it looks like a sausage.
Yeah, it shouldn't look like that. It should definitely be a lot. It's a nice taper instead of like, you know, I don't know how to describe it. An abrupt like tapering change. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So yep, and that's how you can tell whether or not your snake is fat.